Interest rates are low, inventory is available, but are you ready to buy your first home? I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Joan Reading. She is the president of Credit Counseling Center. Thanks for being with us. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about what it takes to buy that first home. If you are currently a renter and you're thinking about buying for the first time, how do you know if you're ready?
You're ready. If you have a job and you have some income, you're ready. The reason why I'm saying that is because you take a look at the interest rates now are very low. Take a look at your credit score, and if it needs improvement, it can get increased. So that's not a problem. Whatever the score is today, don't worry about it. You can fix it. So when you increase your credit score to say 620, 680. 700, obviously, you're golden if you're higher than 700. But what I'm suggesting is that if you're in the sixes, there's room in there to buy a house, and if you want it higher, you can improve your score. We also do credit report review in the counseling agency, so we can help you with that as well.
So you have classes available for first-time buyers that can help people go through this process, because there is a lot to think about when you're buying that first home. It's not just your credit score. There's a lot of other information that you actually need to put forward and think about long-term, because this is a long-term purchase. For many people, it's the biggest purchase they'll ever make.
Right, and it's pretty pricey to borrow $150,000 or $200,000. There is lots of information out there on the websites, on our website. Go to any reasonable bank, and they have lots of information on first home buyers. What I'd like people to be aware of also, most counties have a first home buyer program where they're offering you closing cost and down payment assistance. I know in Bucks County, for example, they have up to $10,000 to provide for, it's an income based. So if you qualify in terms of the income and the family size, you live in Bucks County and you work in Bucks County for at least 6 months, you would qualify for that program. So we would help you figure out what you need to do, what kind of credit score you need, and go over the information so you'd qualify for those programs.
And that's just one example from one county, but there can be some closing cost and down payment assistance programs available throughout counties throughout the Commonwealth.
Correct, absolutely.
Now, beyond that, you mentioned the idea of credit scores, you mentioned assistance available through counties, but what about debt that we may already have? Because some of us have credit card debt, we may have other forms of debt, we may have payments that we have to make on a regular basis for other expenses. What about our income to debt ratio?
Well, it's a good point. I think that's why I mentioned going into your credit report. If you're not sure what it is, you need to know what your credit score is. You can go on annualcreditreport.com and get that. Actually, you have to pay for the score. It's about $10, but you can get your credit report for free at that one, at annualcreditreport.com. When you figure that out, then it's to take a look at the score and take a look at your other debt. I would suggest you pay down as quickly as you can your credit card debt, your student loan debt, while you're also then putting away a savings account to help you with your purchase.
If we're not ready right now, if we look at all of these numbers and say, okay, our credit score is not high enough, we have too much debt, can we get ready to buy that home?
Absolutely, and that's really the point of having this conversation, is to get people motivated to say, you know what, I may not be ready now, but let's get a plan in place so that you can buy in 18 months. The credit rating scores need to be improved, but the interest rates, is what I was going to suggest, are not going up, at least to 2014, as what the Fed said. So the good rates at 3.5 or 3.78, they're still going to be here for a couple of years.
All right, and if we have questions, we can contact you as an organization and maybe take one of those classes.
Great.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.
We've been talking with Joan Reading. I'm Jill Horner.